Hello, welcome to more of the Shapeshifting Detective. Uh, I'm actually really liking this more than I thought I would. So let's get let's get this started.
Sam,
Ah,
I've got news.
do you got news?
We've done a reading.
So what's the?
The Five of
It's the
Swords.
same
It's the
thing.
same card as yesterday.
The same thing. The same thing.
Let's hope it's not the Knight of Wands.
The same thing. The same thing. The same thing.
This doesn't look good.
It's fine.
The same thing.
This happens all the time. There are 78 cards in a deck. The same ones come up a lot.
I get it, but we drew the exact same cards yesterday. What are the odds of pulling all three again?
1 in 474,552. I know, I get asked a lot.
Bet it's a Ten of Swords.
It's happening again. There's going to be another murder. Then Lexi did her thing, and now we have a name. Alice Munro.
Which we know who she is, because she is the radio person, if I remember correctly. All right, so let's go back to Chief.
Sam, do me a favour, go easy on Violet. If we need to get anything out of her, let me deal with it. She'll open up to me. We've got a new target, Alice Munro. Rain still says he was praying in his room, alone. You say Bronwyn and Lexi's alibis don't add up. Violet says she doesn't remember last night, but I've got that in hand. Zach Weston says he was in his studio last night. No one corroborates. Oscar's in the clear. He was playing football last night. He said that Dorota had a wedding dress in her closet. Not many people would know that. That's it.
Alrighty. Let's visit. I guess we'll visit Ellis.
You must be Sam. I just got off the phone with Chief DuPont. I can't believe it. First Dorota, now me.
Did you know Dorota?
Yes. We were friends. I hadn't known her for long, only a few weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How did you meet her?
We met at the gala. I was hosting and she was playing the cello, you know? I guess we talked for a little while and then she asked me for a drink after the show.
I'm familiar. What happened after the show?
After we'd had a few drinks, she invited me back to her house. I thought we were just gonna chat, watch a movie, that sort of thing. Then she kissed me. I was so shocked. She was so attractive. So I kissed her back.
You and Dorota were in a relationship? Oh, that's interesting. It's not doing. I guess because I'm Sam and I'm supposed to be this. I'm supposed to be me. But when I'm in another character, it's their voices. So when I pick the choices, I know that I'm that character before I pick that choice. I'm guessing that's kind of how it's going. You know, Dorota had a boyfriend. Tell me about Poe. Do you know Zach Weston?
This is just between us, right?
Oh yeah.
We fooled around. I don't have many friends, Sam. Everyone thinks because I'm on the radio, I have tons of friends, so nobody ever approaches me. I get lonely. But Dorota was my friend, and I liked making her happy.
Okay. You have no friends.
Poe and Dorota, people I say hi to. I have thousands of followers and subscribers, and they keep me feeling warm when I'm down, but they're not friends. I do get the odd stalker, but that isn't something anyone wants.
I'll take a stalker. That's a confidence booster for me. You know Dorota had a boyfriend.
Oscar. Yeah. She was a bit confused. When we started seeing each other, she didn't like him touching her anymore. I didn't mind. But she did. So I told her if he wanted to get sexual, then maybe she should try something else.
Something else?
I said some guys like to watch. So tell him it would be sexy if he could look but he couldn't touch. As far as I know, it worked.
We think the murderer watched her in the same way. How did it work?
She told Oscar to watch from her walk-in wardrobe. When he was at a safe distance, she put on a show. She faked it.
I think she enjoyed it more than you think. Nah. No, I don't think I need to shut up about this.
She told me she faked it. But you'd know best.
Well, why would I know best? Know why Dorota owns a wedding dress? Did Oscar know about you?
I don't think so. We were very discreet. It was more fun that way.
Tell me about Poe.
We're co-hosts on the radio. Oh, sorry. You know that already. We've been partners for 2 years now. He's a good friend.
Where do I find him? Partners or friends?
Can't we be both, Sam? Poe's his radio name. He's actually John Poe. He's on air now, but you can come back at 8:30 if you want to see him.
You live together?
On air? We both were. We broadcast live hourly news reports. It's how we keep our funding.
Do you know Zach Weston?
Not very well. He's done a few shoots of me and Poe to promote the show.
Have you had any private sessions with
No.
him?
Zach keeps asking, but I just don't want to. Not for him, but Dorota did. She gave me the pictures as a gift. She looked amazing.
Can I see those pictures? Any idea who might want to hurt you?
No. Sorry. I did have a strange dream last night, though. I was a Hollywood actress, and there were hundreds of magazines and newspapers all piling up on the red carpet, and they all had my picture on the front cover. But the red carpet wasn't carpet. It was a pool of blood, and it seeped through all the pages. Then I woke up. What do you think that means, Sam?
It means you hit a deep sleep phase. It means you're anxious about something? I would say this.
REM sleep. So, you don't think dreams mean anything? Everyone has meaningful dreams, Sam. Everyone.
I will protect you. What do you want me to do?
Just don't hurt me. Or let me get hurt.
I can't promise that.
Sam? You forgot your phone.
Got some weird sound editing with this. Like it's all like clipping. Is Oscar? Not there. This is Zach. Do you know Alice Monroe?
Monroe. Everyone knows her. She's a local radio star here.
Why are you always squinting? Do you have photos of her? You have photos of her? Have you met her?
I always get the shot, Sam. One way or another.
Yeah, you're not creepy at all.
Excellent work. Gold star for you. Oh, hello. This is my goddaughter, Sophia. She's only 9 and she's a maths genius.
Hello.
I have to pop to my room to get something. Be nice to her while I'm gone. Otherwise I might have to smother you in your sleep.
What's your name?
I'm the boogeyman.
I'm Sophia. Pleased to meet you. Do you want to know a secret?
Yes.
Violet was taken by aliens in their ship. She doesn't want anyone to know.
Sorry about that. Sophia, your mother will be here for you soon, so run along and wait. Now, Sam, how can I help you?
Aliens? Do you know Alice Monroe?
Of course. Poe and Monroe. She's on the radio.
Have you ever met her?
Yes, I believe I did. She was here once for something. Don't remember now.
Sophia mentioned aliens.
She has a wicked imagination for her age.
Yeah. Do you think you were abducted?
Do you think you're sitting here now? Perception is reality, Sam.
Have you told anyone about this?
I needed to confide in someone, so I told Chief Dupont. Just Chief Dupont. And now you, apparently.
I always get the answers. Do you think you were abducted last night?
Why are you talking about this again? You understand, every time you mention abduction, it opens up a vault of crushing memories that I'd rather stay locked up.
Did anyone else see you last night?
No. Not even the moon.
Bluff, the chief said you'd tell me about the abduction. Why not?
I don't really want to.
Tell me!
About a month ago, the guest house was empty and I was alone in my bedroom. All I could hear was dripping. Cold tap. Drip,
Ah, okay.
drip. And then it began. I could smell iron, a strong metallic smell. Then I could taste it on my tongue. And then weightlessness. Like time and space had stopped. That was the first time they took me.
First time.
It's happened 5 times. Even on clozapine. I get that strange aura, then I'm gone. I had tests for epilepsy, amongst other things. But all the scans were normal.
So, with this happening, I'm not sure what I think now. But I originally was thinking today that the idea of being a shape-shifting detective, that I could be what they consider to be a traveler, because they said, it can embody other beings, such as a human. And although that's what they think is happening, what's really happening is I'm just basically becoming the those types of people. So in theory, maybe I possibly could be whoever's killing him could be the travelers. But with this information that she is providing me right now, that also could mean that a traveler could be going into her type of thing. And she's the murderer. Do you actually disappear?
As far as I know, I've gone.
I really need details about the abduction.
It's difficult to explain. I'm stuck in the wall of an enormous room made from these wooden vines, except the vines slowly move and drip with pain. My head is pushed out like I'm a trophy. If I look to my side, there are others, heads, all prisoners, being experimented on.
Experimented on?
They rearrange us like decorations, suck us backwards into the darkness, and then thrust us back through the wall. And when they return me home, I'm broken. Cuts, bruises, memories.
Well, that was interesting. And I did find out that this is the girl from Contradiction. The one where you basically... they got the boyfriend and girlfriend in the same house, but yet you knock on the door for the guy, and for her, you knock on the window. Tell me about Alice Monroe.
I've heard on the radio, but other than that, I don't know anything about her. I want to help though.
What's the connection between Alice and Dorota?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Although we can be sure of one thing.
They both know the killer? They're both redheads?
Yeah, she sounded blonde on the radio, but Mercury called her as a redhead.
Rain said she knew... You said you knew about the rights.
A little bit. What did you want to know?
What is a right?
A rite can take many forms, but from what we know about these travelers, it seems to be performing some kind of coming-of-age ceremony.
How do you know about travelers coming of age?
Yes, a rite of passage. Running havoc in our dimension is rewarded in theirs. Not fair, is it?
I don't know. Why were there 3 victims before? Will there be 3 victims this time?
3 is a powerful number. There's a divine balance to it in our universe anyway. But maybe it doesn't mean anything where the traveler's from. Maybe 3 is just the carry-on limit for interdimensional travel.
I don't want to... I don't want to actually put that in there. Do you know...
No. I can do a reading if you want.
Yes.
Nine of Cups. This is a very positive card. Is Zach a suspect? Something feels wrong. He's too smug, too self-congratulating, like he's got away with something. I don't like this, Sam. I don't like this one bit at all.
I need your help.
Yes, of course. Anything.
Try to find more from Mercury. Keep an eye on Violet. I want to say keep an eye on Violet because now I'm thinking she has to do with travelers.
Why Violet? Do you think she's in danger? You don't think she's involved, do you?
That's what I need to know.
Leave it with me, I'll see what I can find out. And don't worry, I'll be super discreet.
Man, do I want to say this? I guess I kind of have to, because if these people are actually trying to, like, solve this stuff, that they might be familiar with this type of stuff.
Was it a gold coin?
Yes.
That's more of a serial killer thing than a possessed by a traveler thing. It's a bit showy, but well, there's no guarantees.
Do you know Alice Monroe?
Yes, I met her at the radio station.
Why were you at the radio station?
I was offering my services. Earning a living's tricky when you travel around as much as we do. And last time I checked, Violet wasn't offering us room and board for free.
Tell me more about Birmingham.
In Birmingham, it was a man called Yuri Harris. He worked as a butcher. He beheaded all 3 girls within hours of each other. We couldn't stop it. He pleaded not guilty for reason of temporary insanity.
What happened to Yuri? Why do you think Yuri was a traveler?
Because he said he'd see us again. In August. Before we even knew it was a month and a place.
Interesting.
So what's the news about Ellis? I feel so useless sitting here. I want to help.
Do you really want to help?
Yes, please use me. Tell me what to do.
Okay, I have a few options. Find out what you can from the Ouija board. Find out what you can from Zach Weston. And okay, this is getting kind of cool. I see how they're doing it now. Like this is very much a choose your own adventure because, you know, at first I thought no matter what you're getting all of the options, but now I'm not getting all the options because now I gotta choose. And since she, I guess, is technically considered an attractive lady, Zach might be vulnerable to her.
Who's that?
He's a photographer in town.
Is he a suspect? I guess he must be. Okay, I'm on the case. Just give me a minute to get ready and I'll be off.
Alrighty. So I got everybody now. So now I can go to my room.
You're only alive because we want you to be.
Alright, let's just...
Hi, Hi, I'm Chief DuPont.
leave. Let's hail a cab and start these people first so I don't have to worry about forgetting about them.
Chief, I wanted to ask you something.
Is it about the boudoir photos? What did you want to ask?
Am I still a suspect?
Yes.
But I was playing football, and there was loads of witnesses. How?
Everyone is a suspect.
It's ridiculous.
Is it about the boudoir photos? Is it about the boudoir photos?
Huh. I can't remember if, what the heck?
Yeah. So it's true then.
I haven't seen them. I'm sorry.
I'm just in shock all the time. How could she be so different? I just can't process it all.
You got nothing for me.
Chief DuPont, thanks for calling in.
I'm just checking you're safe.
At the moment, my heart's beating 1,000 times a minute and I can't sit still. Every noise or knock on the door makes me jump out of my skin, and I keep looking behind me. Is that safe?
Have I ever let you down? What's...
That you're just saying you're doing things when you're not actually doing anything. What's the plan, Chief DuPont? How do we stop this from happening? How do we stop me from dying?
It's like, and I leave.
Claude.
Violet.
Chief, what a surprise to see you. Again.
Why didn't you tell me Ellis was next?
I told you Dorota was first. And that didn't turn out very well, did it? Let's hope Sam does a better job than you did.
Oh, wow. Dis.
Hello, I'm Violet. I'm Violet.
I like how, like, I can't even run into anybody.
Hello, lovely. Take a look at this. It's a picture of Dorota.
I don't want to see pictures of your conquests.
It's not like that. It's just a press photo. Do you see anything in it?
A girl holding a chair.
What do you see?
Just my mind playing tricks, I guess. Sometimes when I drink enough and I'm alone enough, I can step into them.
Step into them.
It's like a hologram. The pictures become three-dimensional and I can move around inside them. Like virtual reality, but real. The picture comes alive when I'm inside it. Things move around. They talk.
What do they say?
In this one, it's just Dorota. So I'm in her living room. She says that she should have been nicer to me. And I should make her be nice.
You're insane.
No, I won't say that.
That's why I want a picture of you. So I can get inside it.
Yeah, you're creepy. She did.
Hi, I'm Bronwyn. I'm Bronwyn.
house! Get out now before I call the police!
Guess I didn't think that one through.
Hello, I'm Rain. I'm Rain.
Alright. Hail a cab. Visit Chief. Nothing. This is Oscar. This is Zach. I wonder if she's gonna be.
Haven't you done enough predicting my death?
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm just kidding. I know it's not your fault. Well, unless you're the killer.
Have you made a decision about the show?
I think it's a no. Sorry. It's just the reading that you gave me the other day. I don't want to scare off the audience.
Why would I scare off your listeners? What reading?
The reading you gave me. To show me what you could do. It was scarily accurate.
What was accurate about it?
Everything. My broken heart, the enveloping darkness, my beautiful death. You said it was just a metaphor, that it was just about transformation. But it's not. I'm going to die, aren't I?
Who is Sophia?
You saw her, did you? She's my goddaughter, at that age where she overshares.
Is she a ghost? Is she a ghost?
What makes you say that, Rain? Is there something about her aura?
What is it, Ray?
I have a plan.
You do? Enlighten me.
Maybe Ellis should stay with us. Maybe Ellis should stay with Chief Dupont.
With our track record. If she gets killed anywhere near us, we'll be sent to jail, whether we did it or not.
That's cold.
I know it seems harsh, but without us, who's saving the rest of the world?
Dang, I should have said DuPont.
Hi, Rain. Did you miss me while I was gone?
So, Ellis Munro.
I'm honestly not going to try and worry about this one. We've told Sam, and I think that's all we can do.
Really? Well, what's...
I believe Sam is going to save Ellis. According to the Ouija, this could play out in a lot of different ways, but mostly saving Ellis.
What other ways?
Ellis could run, Ellis could die, Ellis could be saved, mistaken identity, someone else dies. There's a lot of noise coming from the beyond, but it's not just a load of voices saying Ellis will die. Sam's got this.
Interesting.
Hi, I'm Lexi. I'm Lexi.
Boy, Oscar's just off the planet.
Sorry, we're closed. Unless you're here for something else.
I'm a friend of Dorota's.
Dorota. Sorry about what happened.
Dorota told me things about you.
It's a bit late, but I think I could spare a few minutes. Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Lexi.
Lexi? I like it. It's got an edge.
Dorota said she knew you.
Yeah, she had a portrait session with me. Can I get you a drink?
No thanks.
It's kind of a weird glass to put that in.
A little bit won't hurt.
You're dating Violet, aren't you?
You know, you're quite striking. It's a shame Dorota's not here. We could have taken some great shots of you two together. Would you like me to photograph you, Lexi?
No.
No.
Not now, obviously. But we should book a session sometime. I think you'd like it. I'd make you feel good about yourself.
You're dating Violet, aren't you?
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I like how I can just like go into people's houses, essentially, because they've done that.
Lexi Corn, how thin are these walls?
What do you mean the walls are thin?
I can hear you screaming at your Ouija board. Last night too. I feel like I've heard your whole life story.
How does
What
it?
did you hear?
It takes multiple people to do a Ouija board.
Does Sam like me? Is Violet a lesbian? Will Ellis die? Will Bronwyn die? That last one, don't worry about that.
Why not?
Because you're immortal?
You're immortal.
Oh, I am Bronwyn MacLeod from the Clan MacLeod, and I am immortal. You silly badger.
Our job is so stressful.
Tell me about it. Chasing around the unknown, trying to triumph good over evil, generally standing around helpless watching people die.
Why do we do it?
Why don't we just quit?
For me, it's a common decency thing. Hi, I'm Bronwyn. Did you know the Earth was overrun by transdimensional evil? Want to help fix it? Sure.
Transdimensional evil?
I'll read the manual, Lex. People are afraid of ghosts, zombies, and aliens. They never even think to consider the possibility that there are millions of universes, potentially with millions of predators, all far more evolved than we are. What are our chances of victory? Minuscule. But if we don't fight at all, zero.
Rain, and I already went to everybody else, so get in my room. Yeah, because she said Ray.
Hi, I'm Ellis. I'm Ellis.
Man, I spend a lot of money on cabs. Now I'm going to go into her phone. No? Okay. I was going to say that would be funny. Wow. Nobody for this girl.
I'm Zach Weston, just sharpening my powers of persuasion.
Zach, what are you doing here?
I've been a naughty boy. I need to tell my previous partners.
Good to know. I'm not one of them though, so unless there's anything else?
Pose for me. Pose for me. Let's sleep together. Pose for me.
Zach, please stop asking. It's not gonna happen.
Just undo a few buttons. Yeah?
There's no buttons to undo.
Are you bullying me into taking my clothes off for you? That's sleazy. Just leave, Zach, before I call Chief DuPont.
I need to talk about Ellis Monroe.
What have you been doing with Ellis Monroe?
What haven't I been doing? What have you heard?
The tarot readers have predicted that she is the next victim. Do you think we should do something?
Want to fool around?
Is that really all you think about? It's starting to look like August has a serial killer targeting redheads. Look at my hair, Zach. Does this look red to you?
Yes, it does. I'm just like going in these rooms like, who the heck are you? Just started to realize how Rain's got a freaking awesome. Well, I'm not a Red fan, but his couch looks freaking awesome for like a little hotel room. Alrighty. Last one.
I'm Oscar. Is there anything else I can do?
Oscar, good. You got my message. Got some things to show you.
What have you got?
Does, this mean anything to you?
That's Dorota.
And what if I showed you this?
Ellis Monroe.
Do you know her?
She's from the radio.
And if I do this? No? Anything?
What are you doing?
That'll be all. You can go now.
Oscar, I'm so sorry. What can I do?
Were you seeing Dorota?
Oscar, it's so much more complicated than that.
Why didn't you save her?
I couldn't. I was live on air. I didn't know what was happening. Well, nobody knew what was happening. Don't make this my fault, Oscar. please.
Alrighty. Violet. Nothing. And now, we will turn back into myself. Turn to Sam.
Plunges into total darkness. The sirens wheeze to a halt before my eyes can adjust. The emergency lighting kicks in. How the hell she managed that, I have no idea. The door from the west stairwell crashed. Can aim. She weaves her way around wrecked cars.
I'm guessing I won't really have anything else for anybody.
But it's enough to send her sprinting directly for me.
Oh, okay. You did a reading for Alice Monroe?
Yeah. She asked for a sample reading to show what I could do.
Did your reading predict any danger? Did you read for Poto?
No. He didn't seem all that interested. It's a shame. He seems like a man with lots of interesting demons.
I put that ninth bullet straight through her skull. Slope. My legs fail, and I slide.
It's 9 o'clock, and you're listening to Radio August. Investigations into the murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw are continuing this evening. Miss Shaw was found dead in her home at approximately 10 p.m. last night in what police are describing as a puzzling case. Residents are urged to be cautious until the perpetrator is caught. I cannot stress this enough, August. Stay safe out there. You mean the world to me. In other news, Monroe has been detained on urgent business, so you're stuck with me until she returns. Never fear, Monroe fans. We still have lots of pre-recordings, so you can relax with her angelic tones. That's 9 o'clock with Poe and Monroe.
Next chapter.
Juxtaposition to the lifeless vessel in front of him. Cough. Cough.
Oh, dang it.
Coughing violently and uncontrollably. Lung adds his own blood sample to the victim's. He drops a barely touched cigarette to the floor.
Okay,
and
there's
swishes
Jesse
it with
Cox.
his boot heel, wiping his mouth with a now bloodied sleeve. He reaches into his jacket for something. Another cigarette. Gotta find me a good one, he mumbles. After lighting...
Sam, I've got some heavy rain news.
What have you got on Rain? What do we know?
Lawrence Petrovsky, that's his real name, and no, he's not a Russian spy. But he does have a criminal record.
What did he do?
He was charged with the murder of a 21-year-old artist. Looks like he got off on a technicality by all accounts.
When was this?
About 3 months ago in Hong Kong. Be careful, Sam. If you're going to ask him about this, it could be a flight risk. And you know, there's a good chance he could be the killer. Door's behind you.
Cough. 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 A lot of people wanted Zoe dead.
Hey, I'm going. There's too many people asking questions. It's exhausting. I'm off to stay at my aunt's. I'll come back tomorrow, but I've said everything I can say.
I'll let myself out. Thank you.
Die. You said you could grant me eternal life.
Where are you going in the next few hours?
Probably right here. Why? I didn't realize I was under house arrest.
Sounds like you're protesting. You should probably go somewhere where there are witnesses.
Thanks for the advice. I hope I'm not the only suspect.
Sprint at Lung. What the fuck? Lung crosses his arms to shield himself as crunch.
You're the detective. Monroe just called. This is madness. Who would want to hurt her?
Are you and Monroe close? Anyone hate Monroe? Do you know Dorota Shaw? Tell me about August.
You know, this town is fascinating. There's a lot more to it than meets the eye. Have you ever read up on the real history of August?
No, tell me more.
The official story is that Mary August retired from a life on the high seas, found a nice spot here, and used her ill-gotten gains to establish a town. But that's not what really happened.
What really happened?
It's true that Mary August was a pirate, but she didn't retire. Her ship was sunk on the rocks just off the coast. Mary and all of her crew sought refuge in a small fishing town, this one.
Go on.
They slaughtered everyone, men, women, and children, all dead and dismembered in their own homes. The bodies were dumped in a mass grave. Well, the body parts. And the pirates moved in.
So everyone in August is descended from pirates. Where's the mass grave?
No one knows. It seems at some point it was built over and then forgotten about. It could be under the school, or the church, or right beneath our feet.
Are you and Monroe close?
We've worked together for years. She's the light to my shade, the angel to my demon, the diamond to my lump of coal. She told me to say all those things.
Are you romantically involved with her? Is she dating anyone?
I believe not. She has a big heart, and in my opinion, opens it too easily.
Anyone hate Monroe?
Only a madman. Or woman. Monroe is August's sweetheart. Poe and Monroe. That was her idea.
Poe and Monroe. I wonder if I have that still. It's somewhere around here.
Our show. We were just another local radio station before that. It was Monroe who decided we should have a theme. Dark Nights with Poe and Monroe. Don't tell me you haven't heard it, detective. That's what the Free Radio Project is all about.
Oh, Free Radio Project, huh? I have to find my other desktop. Or if it's in here. What's the Free Radio
Uniting
Project?
August via the airwaves. Monroe's been delivering free radios anywhere people might want to listen. Doctor surgeries, hairdressers, the guest house.
I feel like this is an advertisement because I'm almost positive that's a real thing. Oh. How can she afford free radios? Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. How can she afford free radios?
I believe she charmed the local electrical store into donating them, in exchange for free advertising, of course.
Oh, there it is. Oh, it doesn't have my thing on it. That's why it won't work. Do you know Dorota Shaw?
We interviewed her about her scholarship not too long ago. Do you think whoever killed Dorota plans to kill Monroe? What makes you think she's in danger?
A tarot reading prediction.
Does this have anything to do with the gentleman who stopped by?
What gentleman?
I didn't get his name, I'm afraid. He offered to do a spot on our show, doing tarot readings to answer listener questions. We said we'd think about it. On that note, I should probably get back to the booth. The show must go on. Death threats be damned.
It looks like you are in the booth.
Look after Monroe, detective. She's the only Monroe I've got.
It's now 10 o'clock. Here's your August update. Investigations deepen into last night's murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw. Miss Shaw, a talented cellist who had recently been granted a place at Juilliard, was found strangled at her home last night. With the murderer still at large, Chief DuPont has urged residents to remain calm and stresses there is almost no chance of anyone else being harmed. Alice, if you're listening, let me know you're okay. In other news, a handful of August residents have reported seeing strange lights in the sky earlier this evening. The lights, which witnesses describe as searingly bright, were spotted over the east edge of town, past the fire station. Have you seen any strange lights? Or for that matter, little green men? Let me know. That's 10 o'clock with Poe.
Interesting. Keep investigating. I didn't even do anything.
Partly, so he wouldn't have to see it, and made his way back to the bedroom with Uni in soft pursuit. Nola was awake.
Oh, it's you. I was hoping it might be Zach.
Do you know John Pope?
No.
From Poe and Monroe on the radio?
Oh, him, yes. I've heard him on the radio. Never met in real life, though.
Really? You didn't deliver a free radio too?
Are you mocking me, Sam? No, I have never met the man.
Ella says she gave you a free radio.
Yes, now I remember. It's the one in the hall. Sometimes cuts through the unbearable silence in this place.
Got some weird camera angles here. Remember anything else?
Not really. I expected her to be blonde for some reason.
Have you seen Zach lately? Everybody says about the blonde.
And I've got some very important news for him if he ever shows up.
Important news?
Yes. If he ever shows up.
Leave? What the heck are you doing?
You mentioned combat first, because most people actually think this is an erotic scene. And then the second point you made was that it might be people hugging, but most people, apparently most people, think it shows an erotic scene. This is one of many painted leaden plates from the Khazars, and as such it's over 1,000 years old. And it's not an erotic scene. It's not people hugging. It's not combat.
Wish
It's actually
they
a
would
man
show
grabbing the heart of
what
a woman directly
is around
from
that
her
corner.
chest.
He sounds great.
Yeah, what a nice guy. It was a practice that was thought of as surgery at the time.
Jill.
But never really ended well. I mean, that's kind of quite a literal broken heart.
Sorry, Sam, what can I do for you?
Are you alright?
Yeah, I always cry around this time of night. What's the point, Sam, huh? If we can't save them. Mercury is a curse. It's like some tourist guide for murders. I try for Lexi and Rain to make them think that we can make a difference, make a change, but We haven't so far. What if we can't make a change?
I'm here. Things have already changed. Yeah.
Maybe. If we could just save one person, Sam. Alice. We need to save her. We need to.
Did you keep an eye on Violet? Do you know Lawrence? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes. She's definitely got a monkey on her back.
What do you mean?
I saw her get changed. She's got all these scars on her back in the shape of a monkey. Like they've been burned into her.
Literally monkey on her
What
back.
happened to her, Sam?
Anything else?
Yes. I managed to sneak a look at her laptop. She's been Googling Ellis Munro. It rings a bell, but... No. Sorry, Sam.
There are infinite realities, he said, and we always...
How do you catch a traveler?
Honestly, you don't. Once they're caught, a few hours later, they've hopped timelines into someone else. We just keep chasing them, continuously trying to stop them ruining lives.
Can you kill them?
Yes, but it kills the vessel too. So, you could have a traveler inside you right now, and if I killed you, you'd both be dead.
Ever killed a traveler?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure, so that means you've killed somebody. Dang. I really want to talk about these things, but I'm not.
That's what it took to pay for that alpaca couch she's bleeding out on. I've done a bad thing.
What was that?
It was weird. Zach thought he'd already met me. Why would that be, Sam? That's what I thought, although I'm sure he said my name. Anyway, I did find out one thing. He has a massive collection of books about serial killers. What's that about?
Do you know a Lawrence?
A who, what, betroths what? No. Should I? He's off the radio. I don't really know him. Actually, I'm glad you're here. I really, really want to do a reading for you right now. You know, to help. Great. Let me just draw 3 cards for you.
Shouldn't you be shuffling them? Yeah.
I shuffled before you got here. Okay. No, the 2 of Cups. That's mysterious. Is there anyone you feel a spark of attraction to? Maybe someone you've met recently? The Lovers. I did not expect that.
She completely set this up.
This attraction has the potential to be life-changing, if you want it to be. And finally, the Knight of Cups. This card is about pursuing your heart's desire. I think it's time to tell that someone special how you really feel. Wow, what an interesting reading. Does it mean anything to you?
It means I should ask you out on a date if we survive this. Sorry, Lexi. Let's do this one.
You catch on quickly, don't you, Sam?
It can get pretty dirty, I reply. Oh, I'll bet it does, she winks. So, I was wrong. Apparently the quilt could have some action after all, but not tonight. There was a corpse walking around somewhere, and it didn't have many places to hide. Officer Peters sighs. I'll get going then. Heading for the door, she turns around one last time.
Go to my room.
Don't confirm the existence of travelers. They're not ready.
So I need to.
I'm Zach Weston. Just sharpening my powers of persuasion.
Leave. Let's go to Violet.
Shut the
See
door
what she
firmly
has.
behind her and retrieve the gun firmly behind.
Zach, the game is up. I think you should leave town.
What?
I know where you were last night. I followed you to Dorota's house. Well, I didn't know it was Dorota's house until we arrived. Call it women's intuition.
You were at Dorota's?
Don't change the subject. Sam and Dupont will put two and two together.
And then what?
And then they're going to arrest you. You weren't there long, I suppose, but then I guess it doesn't take you long, does it?
You're spying on me.
I followed you there, then back to the studio. You lied to the police. You lied to me. I'm done with you. We're finished. Don't come back here again.
Kisses me on the cheek and gives me a gentle push. Now, go and tell the chief.
Interesting.
Welcome to Poe's Curiosity Shop.
So now.
Hi, Hi, I'm Chief DuPont.
What's a silver rattle?
Did you get a call from my doctor?
Your doctor did call.
Did you tell her I was being compliant?
I said you were taking the pills.
No. Not anymore.
I think you're supposed to take the pills, Violet.
Well, you're normally more forceful about it, Claude. You said my UFO was real. So why am I taking pills?
I didn't say the UFO was real.
Are you trying to make me go mad? Just an hour ago, you said there was a UFO sighting. Now it's take the pills, Violet.
You said you saw other heads when you were taken.
Yes. Other girls, younger than me. Nobody I recognized. They all had red hair.
Do you think this place is nearby?
Maybe. If there's some kind of film studio or something. The place didn't look like this place. My memories are vivid and clouded at the same time.
Waited for him to stand, then led him down to the kitchen, herding his slow bare feet in dangerously tight circles. Uni was a hunter, and experience told Ivan she'd got something to show.
Nope.
Okay. At least they were always dead.
Chief DuPont. Grave news indeed.
Will Ellis be safe with you here?
No. She wants me to keep broadcasting, which means I'll be booth-bound for most of the night. She'd be safer at home, with someone protecting her.
Can't I get someone else to handle the radio?
And murder Poe and Monroe? No, Chief DuPont. Ellis couldn't take that. Not tonight. We did think of asking you to do a guest evening at some point, though, if you're interested.
I would love. No, I don't want to dilute my brand.
I see. And that brand would be having an enormous ego that thinks they're too big to guest on our radio station. Understood. We won't ask again. Anyway, the radio calls me. If that's all.
Kitten. Ivan pulled the kitten's body, stepping over its limp legs without even looking, her eyes fixed on him, waiting for what? He crouched down for a closer look.
Hi, I'm Bronwyn. I'm Bronwyn.
Turn, the kitten was scrambling at the mat with its front paws. Back legs lay helplessly on the floor. No.
What are you doing now?
I don't know. I don't want to lie about my alibi again, though. What should I do?
Log into Tarotism.
Okay, this time we'll actually stay in the same room, though. And maybe we should try and hang out with Rain and Violet, too. Group alibi.
Dang it.
You're the best.
I'm stupid.
One and done. The kitten's skull.
Go to your room. Goes her.
Hi, I'm Lexi. I'm Lexi.
And he quickly replaced
See if I
it,
can get her room.
shutting his eyes hard to try.
It's going to be soon. Whatever happens to Alice, it will be soon.
How do you know it's going to be soon?
I can sense it. Are you not picking anything up, Lex? There's a traveler nearby.
No. How do you know all this?
Mescaline mainly, but I don't recommend you try it. Do you really want to hear this?
Yes.
At uni, I read a book by Aldous Huxley called The Doors of Perception. He takes mescaline and basically trips his balls off. And the party girl I used to be thought, yay. My experience wasn't anything like his, though. People looked like tiny rainbow outlines. And I would notice that some of them would just appear from nowhere. Those ones, the ones from nowhere, I think they're the travelers. They kind of merge into one person, and suddenly there's only one outline. That's what I see. But you, no drugs for you, young lady. Tea and nothing else, all right?
Asked. His voice sounded shakier than usual. Didn't I?
So, aliens. Violet. What are we thinking, Lex?
Violet and aliens?
Hasn't Bron told you? Violet said she was abducted by aliens. But not your usual stick me on a slab, call me grey type aliens. Aliens that decorate.
Decorating aliens?
Exactly. I think it was using Violet for room planning. Apparently it wants a set of heads on the wall. Red heads, to be more specific.
Why? If it's a traveller, why is it strangling people? Why August?
Well, it's a right, obviously. But the alien Violet's talking about probably isn't the same traveller. Perhaps this is something new we haven't discovered yet. Using humans as decor.
Ray, why do you pray for them?
Well, because right now, I can't think of anything else that would help.
Maybe try and get answers from the tarot?
The only tarot with real answers is Mercury. And Mercury asks the questions. So other than staring at it for the rest of the night, I'm out of ideas.
Heal. Wiping his mouth with a now bloodied sleeve, he reaches into his jacket for something. Another cigarette. Gotta find me a good one, he mumbled. Answered. Mrs. Hedges. I think I found her. Cough. Cough. Coughing up blood.
Yellow
The
cab.
girl gurgles out a shriek and
You delivered the radio to the guest house?
I delivered radios all over town. I don't think I should have bothered with some of them, though. I don't think... Violet, is it? I don't think Violet liked me very much. Maybe. I don't know why anyone would be threatened by me, though. I'm not interested in stealing anyone's man.
I did them a favor, and I got a meeting with you.
Talk to Violet with the
The girl
monkey.
draws her robes tightly, steps off the dais,
Nonsense.
and moves slowly towards Lung. And
You have scars on your back?
Yes. Should I be surprised you've seen it? Years ago, tattoos and piercings were frowned upon, but they're all in vogue now. Maybe branding scars will be in fashion too. He didn't. He was the one in her bedroom last night. I never made it that far. I just followed him to her house. I wrongly assumed we were in a relationship. I thought that he was cheating on me. Which he was. I saw him leave Dorota's and I followed him straight after. I don't know if anyone else was there.
Why didn't you tell me this earlier? See anyone else outside Dorota's house?
Because I was protecting Zach. This looks bad, doesn't it?
Yeah.
he stops moving. The stream flows smoothly in the distance. The girl reaches for...
Violet says you were at Dorota's last night. I hear you have a lot of books about serial killers.
I find the whole subject fascinating. What makes them tick, nature or nurture? The FBI's behavioral science unit profiled your average serial killer as a white male in his late 20s. Not very progressive, is it?
Violet says you're at Dorota's last night.
Well, if Violet said it, it must be true. I was here last night, as I said.
Lets it put the cigarette to her lips and lights it. Cough. Cough. Coughing like it's her first smoke.
Let's see.
Shrugs. Gotta find me a good one.
Dreams
And nightmares.
with Poe and Monroe. Now, this is a particularly interesting one.
Oh, can't do it. Can't do it.
Yes. Walking on a tightrope across a pool of sharks. Oh, but I never hit the water. Now, this in particular I think is very interesting. What do you think, Poe?
From the sharks, I mean, often sharks, they
Next
send-
chapter.
It's now 10 o'clock. Here's your August update. Investigations deepen into last night's murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw. Miss Shaw, a talented cellist who had recently been granted a place at Juilliard, was found strangled at her home last night. With the murderer still at large, Chief DuPont has urged residents to remain calm and stresses there is almost no chance of anyone else being harmed. Alice, if you're listening, let me know you're okay. In other news, a handful of August residents have reported seeing strange lights in the sky earlier this evening. The lights, which witnesses describe as searingly bright, were spotted over the east edge of town, past the fire station. Have you seen any strange lights? Or for that matter, little green men?
let me know. That's 10 o'clock with Poe.
Next chapter. 10 o'clock's, I'm assuming the hour.
August's gone crazy tonight. I've just got off the phone with someone who thinks they saw a UFO on one of the nights that Violet went missing. Aliens will be normal right now. Anyway, now you're here, it's time. What do you suggest we do with Ellis Monroe?
I'll protect her at her house.
Monroe's a local treasure around here, Sam. Don't let anything happen to her.
Ellis, I'm staying with you.
Sam, I'm not sure. Do you think you can stop someone from trying to kill me?
I'll do my best.
That's all I needed to hear. Thanks for staying with me, Sam. I know it's dangerous. I don't know why you're here, but I'm glad you are. It's almost 10 o'clock, Sam. When's it gonna be over? You said Bronwyn will call when it's safe. Should we call them now? Or are we just supposed to wait?
You're gonna be okay.
I know you're just being good, but that's kind of easy for you to say right now. I think I'm probably gonna have a heart attack before anyone gets a chance to kill me.
Just wait.
That's the door. That's the door, Sam. What are we gonna do?
Ellis, thank God. I've been outside all the time, okay? Bronwyn Castle just called. She said the danger is over. They've done a new reading. There's another victim now. Look, Danny's outside. He's going to take you somewhere safe, okay? Sam, I think you should find out who the next victim's going to be. Then come and see me in my office.
It's 11 o'clock. I'm Poe, and this is your August update. Police investigating the murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw say they are getting closer to apprehending the killer. The death of Miss Shaw, who was found strangled at her home late last night, has sparked a massive police operation and caused alarm amongst August residents. Monroe has some personal business to attend to, but she sends you all her love and hopes to be back on the air tomorrow. And Monroe, if you can hear me, I'm sending my love out to you too. That's 11 o'clock with Poe.
Next chapter.
Sam, I have some bad news. We've done a group reading, and it's you.
I'm the next target?
I don't know, Sam. I don't know what to say. It's normally a death sentence, but with you, it might be different.
Why me?
I think you've interfered too much. That's why you're the next target. I've called Chief DuPont already. He's asked that you meet with him. You should go, Sam. Be careful.
Sam, it's almost midnight. You're still alive. This is a good thing, but no one's even attempted to kill you yet. You've given me a lot of evidence, enough to arrest someone. But who? Make the right decision, and you should be safe. If we don't, well, we've all got to sleep at some point. I can get someone to guard your room at the guest house, but it might not be enough. So, Sam, who should I arrest? during that whole thing with Alice, the only people I couldn't keep track of were Rain, Zach, and Violet. I don't want to believe it's Violet, but that's why you're here. You're impartial. Out of those three names, who was with Dorota at the time of her murder, or who has an alibi that doesn't check out? This is on you, Sam. Just give me a name.
Dang it, they're doing the same thing. I know I'm going to be wrong. Because Violet just seems to be just crazy to the point where... Screw it.
Zach, I don't trust him either. He's definitely creepy. I'll go and pick him up myself. With all the information you've given me, I think it'll be enough. Maybe he'll confess too. That would help. Good luck, Sam. If you've picked the wrong person, you're still in danger.
This is me laying down to go to sleep.
Sam, you asked for these earlier. Make sure you get some sleep now. You'll need it. Night.
Did I ask for scissors? I don't remember asking for scissors.
I'm sorry. That was in bad taste. Bronwyn asked me to check that you're okay, and you seem to be. Well done catching a killer, by the way. Well, hopefully you did. Scream if you need me.
It's 1 o'clock in the morning, and this is Poe with your August update. We don't normally have them at this time, but since there's a killer on the loose, I feel it's my duty to keep the radio station manned. I personally spoke with Chief DuPont earlier, and he thinks they're close to catching the killer. Until that happens, though, please lock your doors and stay inside. Remain vigilant. The light has faded, and so has my fortitude. I see things in shadows, behind doors and under desks. I hear the chattering of teeth and the glee of insects waiting to feed on me. The studio undulates like a heart that beats its last beats. I can't go on. I must to bed. Forgive me, Lady August. Forgive me.
Next chapter.
Hello, sleepyhead. I'm so glad to see you alive.
What about the next What about the next victim?
There is no next victim. Zach is still locked up. He's being charged for murder. Travelers don't like being incarcerated, so they'll have jumped realities already. It's not something that a jury will believe. The shell they've left behind will remember what they've done and spend a life in prison. All we can do is try and stop the next one. Sam, come with us, please. We could really use someone like you, and, well, just... will you?
Sure. Sure Lexi would like that.
Really? Oh, Sam, that's wonderful. Let's finish packing and we can leave this afternoon. Sam, thank you. We're going to change lives, believe me.
Hey, sweet cheeks. You did good. Real good. You win. Alexi hug. Sam, I'm just going to say it because you only live once and all that. Sam, I think I've fallen for you. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. It's out there now. We can get on with our lives.
I feel the same way.
You too? I'm the happiest girl in the world. We have some catching up to do.
Oh.
Sam, you're safe. Thank Christ. Sorry. I don't know where that came from.
Everyone's emotional today. What the heck?
Yeah, I know. There's been a lot of death going around.
So this is it?
Look, however this pans out, I just wanted to say thank you. Chief DuPont was going to screw everything, but you kept it all together. The riot was stopped. But there's tens, if not hundreds, going on all the time, so we got to keep going. I don't know if Bron asked in the end, but I hope you're coming with us. I really do.
I didn't think you'd leave without saying goodbye.
Creepy.
People do horrible things to people every day. I'm just glad there's someone like you around to save us. I mean, everyone needs a little saving from time to time. Even me.
Happy to save you anytime.
Sam, you already did. That's why I'm here talking to you. And I won't forget it. Heroes don't always get on the news, but they always burn bright in the hearts of the people they save. You have an impact, Sam. Everyone does. They just forget. Keep saving people for me, you hear? Bye, Sam.
Sam, you did good. I thought you would. I mean, not that I've got a signed confession or anything. Yet. Apparently, they don't remember anything about the murders, but Bronwyn seems pretty convinced it's over. Well done. I hear you're leaving town with the tarot readers. That's a real big shame. You were starting to fit in here. But good luck to you. You're doing what many of us have died trying. Leaving August.
Thanks, Chief.
And I've stuck to my word. That problem you had, I buried it. The coroner's report is going to say the woman was dead when you arrived, not after. I don't personally believe in exorcism or anything like that, but over the last 24 hours, I'm starting to think things aren't as cut and dried as I'd like them to be. You're a good person, Sam. At least that's definitely how it looks from the outside.
Yay.
I am Dorota. I am 21 years old.
Oh my.
I love playing cello, and I just been awarded a scholarship to Juilliard. I just love cello. I love all string instruments, but cello is rich and deep and soothing, at least to me. No, cello is my hobby, but my real passion is... It's silly, it sounds silly. Well, I would like to build a time machine. I know. But it is possible. I think people make mistakes. They do things they regret and they say things they don't mean. I want to go back in time. I want to make better choices.
You know why you're here, don't you?
No.
Because you did well. And you know what happens when you do well?
No.
Augmentation. Congratulations, Agent 3.13. Welcome to 3.14.
Maybe. enter secret debriefing.
Debriefing 3204, Birmingham. Transmit. And we're ready. Are you human?
Yes.
Debrief complete. Agent ready. You can go.
Interesting. I wonder if I would have said no, what would happen? But yeah, that was a pretty interesting game. So I can't wait to see what else they're going to do. That's one of those things where it's like, can you do other stuff? Just due to the fact that you got the two choice thing going on. And obviously there's a lot more stuff that I'm missing because I did see the Zach go wild on you in the trailers, as well as I just seen. Oh yeah, there's that too. Oh, I'm missing a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah, I'm definitely missing a whole bunch of stuff that I need to obviously see. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see y'all later. Bye.